Hello, my wonderful, excellent 8th grade historians. I have something amazing for your upcoming Civil War research project. I know you have diligently been studying the Civil War in your social studies classes, and your teachers have asked me to make a Pathfinder for you. What is a Pathfinder? Well, let me explain that to you. A Pathfinder is a wonderful resource to help guide you in your research for your projects. Let's go through the Pathfinder for the American Civil War. This Pathfinder will give you some assistance in first over here on the right hand side. It will give you assistance in your search terms. Remember back to the lesson that we had in the library over proper searching on the internet, also how to judge a reliable internet source. Use those lessons in the back of your brain, and you can use these guides right here when you're typing into your preferred search engine. The American Civil War .edu will take you to university websites. The American Civil War .gov will take you to government websites. And then, as you know from your studies in class, the Civil War can be referred to as the War Between the States and the War of Rebellion, both of which make great searches. In the library, the call number for the books that will give you information, the nonfiction text, about the Civil War is 973.7. However, all of these books have been pulled off the shelves, put on a cart to make it easy for you to use. When you come to the library, you can ask myself or the assistant to help you locate this specific cart. Let me direct you over here to the left-hand side. These are the books that we have. I only highlighted a few. I gave you some of their call numbers, but right here is a very important piece of information that says your librarian can show you more great resources. Guess what? That's what I'm there for. So we have over 100 resources on the Civil War. This is just a few that I have highlighted on this Pathfinder. If you would like more, I can show you where they are located, along with the cart that has the books on them. We also have some other Dewey numbers. 921, which are some biographical pieces over people from the Civil War, and I do have your ultimate favorite graphic novel, 741.5, several graphic novels about the Civil War that you can reference during your research. You also have the Destiny catalog. When you come into the library, you can type in your specific search, and you can go to the public library and search. We have notified the public library system here in Alvin that you will be doing a research project on the Civil War, and they are expecting students to come in and they are prepared to help you. You have your History Alive textbook that you have been referencing in your class studies, and you also can click right here for our online databases. When you go to the online databases, there are two specific databases that will provide you with some information that will be useful in this project. The first is the Britannica Encyclopedia Online, and the second is your InfoBits. InfoBits is geared for a younger audience, but it might provide you with some really easy, short resources that will help clear up any information that you are trying to find. Over here on the left-hand side of the Pathfinder, you will find some media resources. These media resources come from your ultimate favorite YouTube channel. Let's go through a few that I have highlighted. The first one is done by John Green. You know John Green, the amazing, wonderful author of Fault in Our Stars, among many other books that we have read and discussed in the library. He does a YouTube channel of courses called Crash Course. This one is specifically over the Civil War. It's an excellent resource. The second one is a 4-minute Civil War video. It's done by a historian named Gary Aldman, and he kind of runs down the causes and the conclusion of the Civil War really briefly. The next resource on the YouTube is Helping Kids Learn About the Civil War. This is an animated resource. It's a little slow, however, it highlights very specific points about the Civil War that you need to make sure that you know and are of interest towards your project. And lastly, my favorite one right here is a parody, and I'm going to give you a sneak peek of this one because I find it to be quite entertaining. The parody is The North versus the South, Lincoln versus Lee, to a song that most of you will recognize. And I know right now you're dying to watch it, so I'm going to leave it right there so that you can be a little excited about coming to the library or looking that up in your classroom. Back over here on the right-hand side, I have provided you with some primary sources. I know your teacher's requiring you to have some primary sources in your research. The first one is a love letter. It is a clickable link. You click on it and it will take you to a love letter from the Civil War. The second one is a list of a bunch of letters. So when you click on it, you have a bunch of resources here for you to look at about letters that were written during the Civil War time period. Over here, I also have for you some music from the Civil War. These are clickable links as well. The Battle Cry of Freedom. One of the most popular songs from the Civil War is When Johnny Comes Marching Home. When you click on it, it gives you the music. And then the Library of Congress has band music from the Civil War time period. On the bottom of that, we have a web quest. If you would like to continue your research through a guided web quest, here's a link for you to do. I know you've done some web quests in your classroom. Here's another one that can help guide you. And then on the next section, these are web resources, not YouTube links. These are actual research resources for you. The first one I thought was very interesting. It's called Finding Dulcina, the Librarian of the Internet, and it is a ton of credible scholarly links for you to access about the Civil War. The link is clickable. All you have to do is click it. It will take you to a plethora of information that you can access. The next one is from the Library of Congress that provides a beautiful collection of images from the Civil War. Photography was just being developed at this time period and starting to be used more often. So there are some amazing images that you can actually go through and look at that the Library of Congress has categorized for you in your research. Then we have Jim Janke's Civil War links. This is another collection of links. So when you go here, it is also a bunch more links that you can access. You can see how they're organized by topic. There's an index. There's also a nice little radio interview down here that you could listen to for information. So this is another resource that provides more resources for your research. And then there is, on the very last resource on this page, a timeline. This timeline is pretty cool because it highlights some specific points from the Civil War era that are important to your research, and you can scroll through here and you can go through chronologically what happened in the time period of the Civil War. As you can see, there are links embedded within the timeline for you to click on. And then lastly, the bottom part of the Pathfinder provides your 8th grade TEKS, Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills. These are the things that you are focusing on in class in order to know so that you can pass that 8th grade STAR test. Good luck. Please know that we are in the library waiting for you, and we will also be making some appearances in class to collaborate with you on your projects while you are using the Pathfinder to help guide you to that ever-loving A.